Everyone, Ben's 95, and I'm back with a new video. A bit of a long overdue video. I've been having some problems trying to get this done. It's been a bit of a straining process, but I'm looking to try and get this done today so that I can move on to my next video. So what I've accumulated over the course of, I'd say, the course of the end of the summer, which is basically what this video is. It's finds that I've come across over the end of the summer, or basically the end of the summer. I've accumulated 10 records, and I also have a tape that I got from the mall. So I'm just not going to make this as I'm going to make this as quick as possible. I'm not going to ramble on too much. I'm just going to say what I need to say, and so without further ado, let's begin the video. First record I'm going to show you is by Gong, and this is Shamal, produced by Nick Mason of Pink Floyd. This was released in 1975 on the Virgin label. Here's the gatefold. And so, Gong were a band from the Canterbury scene, the Canterbury prog scene in the 1970s. They were fronted by David Allen from Australia, and featured Steve Hillage, who was from England. And they were basically the prominent members of that band that were, I guess you can say that they were the ones who, were the most well known from the whole group. And so David Allen at one point left, so he left the band, and then Steve Hillage followed. So he had contributed. Steve Hillage contributed to one song on this record, and then their drummer Pierre Morlaine ended up fronting the band, and he carried on the group under the name Pierre Morlaine's Gong. And this is considered to be their last good album. And this is some really good stuff on here. It's good progressive rock music with a bit of like a jazz tinge to it. And I'm glad to have stumbled upon this. Never lucky enough to find most progressive rock stuff, and just happy to find some music by Gong. Phil Manzanera, Diamondhead, from 1975, and this is, I believe, his debut album. Features contributions from Roxy Music compatriots John Wetton, Paul Thompson, Brian Eno, Andy McKay, and Eddie Jobson. Also features contributions from Robert Wyatt of Soft Machine and Ian MacDonald of King Crimson. And this was a good find. When I stumbled upon this for the first time, I wasn't sure about getting it because of its condition. And then I had stumbled upon it at another time, and it turns out the copy that I came across the second time around was actually a different copy, because the first one was in a plastic sleeve, and the one that I have here is in a paper sleeve. And it turns out this one was in better shape. Since I have it out here, I might as well show you the label. And I rarely show labels in my videos. This is on Atco. So I was really happy to stumble upon a much better copy. Aphrodites Child, 666. And for those who do not know who Aphrodites Child are, they are a Greek progressive rock, psychedelic rock, space rock band. And this was their last album. And this band featured Vangelis, the composer, who later on had a big success with composing soundtracks, including Chariots of Fire, and he also was a part of the duo John Evangelis, which featured John Anderson of Yes. And so, yeah, I mean, this was a great find. I never thought I'd come across this one. This album in particular is not considered to be, you know, I mean, it would be considered a good listen, but it's quite overwhelming. You know, a lot of critics say this is an overwhelming listen, or it gets to become an overwhelming listen. You know, but nonetheless, it's still a good find, and there is some good music on here. It's also considered to be like it's like a rock opera concept album. One song I'm not too crazy about is the song Infinity. It's just the best way of describing it. It is very bizarre. I'll show you the gatefold. So yeah, again, I'm really happy to have come across this, you know, because I had recognized this album in particular because I think I remember seeing it a long time ago in the vinyl community, and so great find. Bruce Springsteen, Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey. This is his debut album. And yeah, I mean, happy to have come across some more by Bruce Springsteen. This features Blinded by the Light, which I always thought was by Manfred Mann. But yeah, it's a bit different than Manfred Mann's version. I mean, this is, you know, Blinded by the Light is always considered to be Bruce Springsteen, so it's got a bit of a different sound. But yeah, I mean, the thing with Bruce Springsteen that I've, you know, understood now is, you know, you really have to appreciate his music from his lyrics. You know, I mean, he's known for having great music, you know, but I think the way that you really have to appreciate his music is, you know, through his lyrics. You know, I think that's the way you just gotta open your mind to his lyrics. You know, like it's like, you know, it paints a picture. So, and I think I realized that after seeing the movie Blinded by the Light, which, you know, I recommend seeing if you haven't. You know, it's like, of course, it's got all Bruce Springsteen's music in it, and or at least, you know, a lot of his best stuff. It's a fantastic movie. So, yeah. Here's the gatefold. It's got like a postcard font here. And with some more lyrics here for the songs. So yeah, it's a great find, you know. And looking forward to finding some more by Bruce Springsteen in the future. Still lots of albums I'd like to get, including The River, Nebraska, of course, Born in the USA. The Wild and the Innocent and the E Street Shuffle, and probably some of his stuff he did in the 1990s, maybe. Like, I'm willing to get probably anything from him, or at least his best stuff. Sade, Stronger Than Pride. It's a very good album. And this one features the most popular song. The biggest highlight off this album is Paradise, but also features a lot of other great songs. You know, Love Is Stronger Than Pride. I never thought I'd see the day. You know, just some really good, you know, R&B, sophisticated pop music to be found on here. And she's a very talented singer. You know, she's got a great voice. So happy to have stumbled upon that. Excuse me. A couple jazz records here. First one being by David Sanborn. This is As We Speak. This is some, you know, smooth jazz, which I'm a sucker for. You know, I really like smooth jazz. And it's, you know, jazz fusion, crossover jazz. You know, it's really good stuff. Some really good, you know, music to be found on here. As We Speak is a really nice song. And yeah, so I'm glad to have gotten this record, you know, just because, you know, I'm a sucker for smooth jazz. I stumbled upon another copy of Spirogyra's City Kids. And I was really happy to have stumbled upon a much better copy, because the one I got a few years back was not in the best shape. It was warped and it didn't play well right off the get-go, and I was very disappointed. But this one plays good. I mean, it's warped, but it doesn't affect the play. And yeah, I like this album particularly because Silver Linings is on here, and it's a really good tune. Another thing I really like about this album is the artwork, you know. And the one thing I really do like about the artwork is this dog on it. I really like the dog on this cover. It's nice, you know. So yeah, really happy to have come across another copy that was in better shape. And so the final records I have here, before I get into showing you them, this artist I was not too crazy about. Because, you know, I just felt kind of tuned. I always tuned myself out of wanting to even think of getting into him, because, you know, basically the best word to describe is just, you know, I was never interested in this artist's work. And it all changed my mind. Something just basically changed my mind about it. This particular artist, because I remember watching an interview and it really sparked this curiosity, and I felt like there was something that really wanted me to get this, you know, get something from this particular artist. And yeah, and that artist happens to be Mike Oldfield. And this is Tubular Bells. And this is a reissue that was released in 2009. And this, of course, features the two 20-minute epics, or it was the two long epics by the same name, the two title track epics, Tubular Bells. The first side, of course, is known for featuring the beginning part of the first side. It was included in the 1973 horror classic The Exorcist, and but through and through, as you listen to it, it's considered to be like a progressive art rock album, but with a lot of instrumentation that includes like percussion and, you know, bells and stuff like that, you know, a lot of stuff like that. And it is, you know, it's actually a really good listen, you know. It's just a classic album. And yeah, I mean, actually the albums that I had wanted to get in the first place, I wanted to start off with these albums in particular. The next being Hergus Ridge, which is a bit different from Tubular Bells. It's a bit more like folk oriented, you know. It's progressive folk in that way, you know. But it's, you know, it's a really good album. And the other was, of course, Omadon from 1975. And this one, of course, continues in that, you know, folk, progressive folk-oriented sound. And yeah, I mean, they're both good. Those were both really good albums. And then I thought to myself, you know, I'll get these, and then I'll get Tubular Bells. So I'll make it a trilogy. To me, I think of these as a trilogy, where, I mean, technically Tubular Bells has its own series, but you know, I decided I'd get these three at the same time. And yeah, I mean, I really, I guess, underestimated what Mike Oldfield was known for being. You know, he really is a talented musician. You know, a really talented, you know, multi-instrumentalist. So, yeah, you know, he really is quite a musician. So, glad I have those to add to the collection. The final piece I have here that I will show you is this tape by Red Rider, and this is As Far as Siam. And yeah, I tried playing this one day, and it turns out that, oops, turns out it was not in good shape, and you know, it was mangled. You know, it was worn out. I tried to fix it, and you know, it wouldn't work. So, you know, I just can make what I can. I basically can't really do much about it. Just leave it the way it is and move on. So that's my music finds from late summer. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I'll be back real soon, probably next week. Actually, I'll be back, you know, at some point next month with some more music finds that I'm going to be showing you. I'm going to be going to the record store next week, and I'm going to be grabbing some stuff. And then I'll be showing you probably within sometime in October, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.